The moment you realize your life is a game is the moment you start winning, and the moment you realize just how strong you truly are. The great thing about games is that they have levels, and the mindset it equips you with is that you must constantly level up in order to progress through that finish line. This focus on your personal development is what makes life so fun and energizing. But the unfortunate reality is that so many of us reach a certain point and then plateau. We stop trying to get to that next level, give up, or get comfortable. When you see the journey as a game, however, the mindset is different. If you can't get to the next level, you keep trying. You don't give up. You try new things, and you are relentless. It is an experience I learned growing up during my teenage years. You tell yourself you will sit and just play for 1 hour, but then hours later, you are still playing, having advanced a few more levels, unlocked a new skill, or discovered an exciting new place. This happened to me a lot as a teenager, and maybe for you too. Why? Because you and I were in flow, this optimal human experience where we operate in a bubble of focused attention. Games, you see, were an escape from reality for me, and a way for me to relax after finishing homework and following stressful exam periods. And if I wasn't sat down in front of the TV playing, I was talking to friends about it and researching ways to progress through to the later levels of the games that I played. Then an insight hit me. Why not gamify the experience of life and make it the most fun game imaginable? The gamification mindset is powerful because a gamification mindset does not need motivation. The game itself is the reward. Games can be fun, and you see obstacles to that next level of life not to be something to run away from, but challenges to embrace. And you can apply this mindset right now and see your life transform. Not everyone has an intense desire to evolve into an upgraded version of themselves and to achieve things they never thought possible. If that's not you, then what I'm about to say would change everything. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Simon Alexander Ong, the best-selling author of Energize, an international keynote speaker, and an award-winning coach. And in today's video, I want to share with you 3 insights that will help you win in the game of life and channel your main character energy. The first insight is to think about your avatar. When you entered this game at birth, you were assigned a character with circumstances and attributes, and as you grow older, your actions and choices influence the score of these. Character traits would include things such as strength, wisdom, intelligence, and creativity. And the great thing about these attributes are that they are not fixed. You can work to increase the scores in each of them at any given moment. When I wanted to increase a score in my strength attribute, for example, I made daily exercise a non-negotiable. When I wanted to increase the score in my intelligence attribute, I read and listened to podcasts that were aligned to the things that mattered most to me. When I wanted to increase the score in my creativity attribute, I diversified my inputs and spent time with people who were doing amazing things but in very different industries. And when I wanted to increase the score in my wisdom attribute, I spent time writing on a more regular basis and getting to know myself, my strengths and my weaknesses so I could deepen my level of self-awareness. The way we increase the scores in the attributes that matter most to us is by focusing on our daily habits. Because it is not what you do once in a while that is going to make the difference, but it is what you do on a regular basis. Your ability to increase the scores in your attributes is determined by the action and the choices you make every single day. So imagine for a moment that you were a character in a game that players could select as their avatar, with your attributes listed next to you with a score for each. What would you want yours to say? What scores would you like to see next to them? The second insight is to discover life's cheat codes and to use them to get further in life. Life is hard, but it can be made a lot easier when you know what life's cheat codes are. Every game you see has cheat codes. You just have to understand what they are and how to use them. A great example is seeing my daughter get what she wanted in a recent summer camp class. At the end of the session, the teacher got all of the girls to sit in a circle. and she went around with a basket of coloured toy eggs, saying to each, "You can take one of them home, but just take one." When she got to my daughter stood up and she took two. As the teacher reminded her that she could only take one, she looked up with a smile and she said to the teacher, "But I did, miss. One for myself and one for my dad." And she got away with it. As we walked out from school, she looked up at me and she said, "Dad, can I have my egg back?" The cheat code she used in that moment was creativity. She knew she could only get one egg for herself, but the teacher didn't state that the parent could also get an egg. And so she got away with what she wanted. You discover life's cheat codes by observing the world around you and seeing the clues that will help you jump up multiple levels faster. Some examples of cheat codes in life include content creation, access to communities and coaches, and developing your communication skills. The reason why content creation is a great cheat code in life is because it not only allows you to add value to others by inspiring, impacting, and influencing, but it contributes to a stronger personal brand. And when you have a stronger personal brand, it becomes a magnet for opportunities. People want to work with you, people want to collaborate with you, and people want to do business with you in a way that opens you up to more pathways than you previously thought possible. The reason why access to communities and coaches is a cheat code is because it taps into the idea that you never get to the top alone. You don't know everything. So by opening your mind to different perspectives, you're able to move faster up the levels in a game. You're able to understand what works and what doesn't, and to integrate your learnings into the way you go about living. One of the first things I did when I went from employee to entrepreneur was to tap into the minds of those ahead of me, not just through books and courses and videos, but by spending time with them in person. Communities also helped me because it allowed me to learn from those outside of my own industry. As I always say to people I mentor or coach, if you only look at those in your industry, you can only be as good as them. But the moment you look outside of your industry and learn from others, it's the moment you not only unlock your creative energy, but it is also the moment that you do things different. It is how you stand out. It is how you think like an original. And the reason why communication is a cheat code is because of its ability to help you persuade, influence, and inspire. When you can do those things, it is a superpower. Bryan Stevenson's talk at TED was a beautiful demonstration of this. In just 18 minutes, he shared 3 stories. One about his grandmother, one about Rosa Parks, and the last about a conversation he had with a janitor in a courtroom. By the end of those 18 minutes, he achieved the longest standing ovation in TED history. And within 24 hours, the audience came together to contribute over $1 million towards his nonprofit. Even Warren Buffett said that one of the greatest skills that you can focus on developing in your life, your business, and your career is your communication skills. Your ability to communicate your service, your product, and your value to others can be the differentiator between where you are and where you want to be in life. And when we think about communication, there are 3 levels to this. The first is inform, the second is inspire, and the third is influence. Most of us are stuck on the first level. We only know how to inform, and any of us can do this. But when we can move to the second level, to inspire people, that's when we touch hearts. And when we influence is when we can move people towards action. Your ability to communicate well will help you to win friends, grow your business, and move fast up the career ladder. The third insight is the idea that you can turn any experience in life into a flow state, like the one you go through when playing video games, by asking yourself this one question: how can I make this into a game? By asking yourself this question, you can gamify all aspects of your life. You can gamify your health by using trackers such as this Ultra Human ring here, which I use on a daily basis to monitor my sleep, my energy, and stress levels. Or you can gamify your job search, which is something that I had to do when I failed my second year of university. Because I couldn't complete an application form, they asked me to fill in my grades, which of course were never going to be sufficient to get past the first page of the form. I had to go out and network myself to get those job interviews. And by the end of that journey, I ended up with multiple job offers and an understanding that there is always another way in. That there is always another way in if you are willing to look for it and tap into your creativity. If you don't start creating your own games by gamifying aspects of your life, you will spend your entire life being a player in someone else's. In gaming terms, you become an NPC, a non-player character who repeats the same actions in the background of the game. So be the main character of this game and take charge of your life. Not only can it be so much fun doing so, but the journey will be far more enjoyable. You have a choice right now. You can choose to be a non-player character in the game of life, living a predetermined role, or you can choose to be the main character, the author of your destiny. Life can be the best video game ever. There are an infinite amount of levels, a huge map waiting to be explored, and all you have to do is pick up that controller and get moving. You see, living is not the same thing as being alive. A lot of us are waiting for something to happen, and all that waiting keeps us stuck. So if you want to win in this game of life, it requires you to take full responsibility for your actions, choices, and decisions. Whatever you think you need in life, you can't put living on hold until everything is perfect. Your life is never going to be perfect. Around every corner and around every mountain, there is always going to be another challenge. But when you see your life as a game, when you're able to increase the scores in the attributes of your character, access the cheat codes of life, and to gamify every aspect, you will begin to step into the flow of life's experiences, to see obstacles as challenges, to see them as fuel for your ability to come back stronger. You will be able to approach every journey with the mindset of a gamer, the mindset that getting to that next level, leveling up, is where the fun is to be had. If you enjoyed this video, then this one will give you more ideas on how you can level up in life. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, drop a comment below so I can connect with you, and subscribe if you're not already part of the community. In the meantime, I will see you in the next video.